Welcome to the course preview for the Tom Bennett Disc Golf Course. The course is located in Tom Bennett Park on the eastern side of Bradenton, Florida, a suburb of Tampa. The course is a beautiful property that borders Interstate 75. This course was established in 2021 and designed by local tournament director and disc golf shop owner Ryan Hauser, as well as disc golf pros Gavin Rathbun and Alex Russell. The course is very picturesque and includes a nice mix of open holes, wooded holes, and water holes. Because it's Florida, I probably don't have to say this, but the course is flat and very cart friendly. The open fields don't drain real well, so if you're playing during a rainy time, you'll experience some standing water. Make sure to plan accordingly. The course has concrete tee pads and dynamic disc veteran baskets. Holes range from about 200 feet to over 700 feet, with the total distance coming in at just under 6,000 feet for the short pads and a little under 8,000 feet for the long pads. There are walking paths throughout the course and mandos in place for the protection of the walkers, but as always, please be mindful of others sharing the park and yield to them whenever they could be in your flight path. And I want to give a shout out to Donnie, who handles maintenance for the Bradenton Parks. He watched this course go in and as a result ended up becoming a disc golfer himself. He and his crew keep this and all the other parks in town in great condition. And without further ado, let's head to the course. My son Alex Russell will give you a hole-by-hole overview.
Hello everyone, Alex Russell here. Welcome to the Bennett Park course preview. It is a par 60 from longs. Hole 1 plays about 275 feet to 300 feet to a landing zone. OB deep and left, and Mando left of these palm trees on the right that we're passing by now. It pinches off and then U-turns through this gap right here. Probably about another 250 feet or so to the green if you throw a good tee shot. Hole 2 is pretty short and open, not much in the way other than these ponds. This hole will usually get played as an island for tournaments in this park. Hole 3 is a fairly short par 4. OB down the left side with the pond and the ditch. We'll oftentimes run an OB line down the right side for events. Basket sits 15 to 20 feet off the out of bounds depending on water line or where a line gets painted for the tournament. Hole 4 plays 298 and plays just past this gap. If you get caught up in the gap, you're usually left with 30 to 40 feet. Hole 5 is one of the bigger bonus holes, if not the biggest bonus hole on the course. It got pushed back to a cool green between these awesome trees. This is one that most people just want to get their 3 and move on to hole 6. Six plays a little over 300 feet with a walkway out of bounds on the right side and a fence line OB deep. Kind of push back into these small trees and lead to some awkward putts. Hole 7 we moved back, so you have to hit this gap off the tee shot and push as far deep right into this field as possible. A good tee shot will lead to a 350 to 375 approach into this green. Good birdie to pick up. Hole 8 is another par 4. Plays into a pretty open field, but you have to go mando left of the left palm tree there that you just passed. It pinches off the tee shot a little bit, and then you have to get a hold of the second most of the time to get up here for a birdie. Hole 9 is a pretty fun one with a few different options from left to right side. Some people go high right. There's this low right gap where you want to push something back in there on a hyzer and hope to get a good birdie look out of it. You can see your different options right now and coming up on the basket shortly. Hole 10 here plays out of a gap to a landing zone that's probably about 300 feet or so, and then doglegs right through a gap. Landing zone is right about where this short pad is that you can see. Then you're trying to hit this gap on your second shot. If you're not lined up well, it leads to some awkward second shots. Hole 11 is just over 400 feet. You want to play a high turnover for a right-hand backhanded player if you want to get up to this bucket. It's pretty tough to push that far right with a sidearm. Oftentimes decent tee shots lead to 40 or 50 foot putts, so this is a good one to get on the backside. Hole 12 at 332 plays through this double mando that we just passed through. And pretty much another double mando, even though they're not marked. But you got to make both sets of trees to get up here for a birdie look on 13. Or 12, pardon me. Now to hole 13. Par 4, 769. This one has OB down the left side with the pond. It's one of the longer par 4s on the course. Can't get too greedy off the tee pad or you often find yourself out of bounds. This is a good birdie to pick up. Hole 14 sitting right at 300 pretty much. It's one that you want to throw a hyzer in and just miss these palms on your way in. Plays really well for a sidearm hyzer as well. Kind of a must get finishing out the back stretch of the course. Hole 15 is one of the funner holes out here. Depending on how you want to look at it, there are not many places to lay up on this one, and it plays to a pretty tight green that sits about 25 to 30 feet off the water line, is out of bounds. Hole 16 is a good righty hyzer hole. Plays through the gap of those two trees. You want to swing it around these big branches that you can see here. This is kind of a tight green, one you want to pick up, but if your tee shot is short or long in the bushes, it leads to some very tough putts. Hole 17 is a shorty, pretty short hole coming down the stretch, but a narrow gap. One that most wooded players will enjoy and hopefully pick up a stroke on the field on. Short, but a good birdie to get. Hole 18 is definitely a signature hole out here, and a very good birdie to pick up coming off the course. Plays 411 feet out to this peninsula. You can lay up right, but it usually leads to about a 200 to 225 foot shot in or so. Going for the birdie is definitely a risk.
Thanks for watching our video. It was brought to you by Double Eagle Disc Golf in Bradenton. Be sure and give them a check out, and we will see you on the next video.